Hello my little Gothlings and welcome back to another Gothtober TBR, but we are adding an after hours TBR because, you know, all that reading I've been doing recently, we're gonna stack them up real high because that seems like a sensible thing to do. I'm going to be playing my after hours TBR as well as my Gothtober game for Castles and Crypts 2025 readathon. Really excited to get some spooky reads, as you can tell because I'm wearing my spooky top today to do this TBR. It is unseasonably warm. So please ignore the fact that my glasses are already steaming up. We're dealing with it. We're coping. We're doing our best. It's not fair that it should be this hot in September. I thought we were winding down for like a nice, chill autumn. That hasn't happened. And that seems unfair to me, but also irrelevant to this TBR. Anyway, there are a couple of books that are automatically on my TBR. We have my Patreon book club pick of the month, which is always a surprise except for those who are part of my Patreon. And I will also be doing Becca from Becca with Books Patreon pick as well. So those are two books. So those two books are automatically on my TBR this month. Trying to remember if there was another one that automatically went on. Yes, there is. There is also another one that automatically goes on. I have joined an in-person book club, so we will be reading The Kill Factor by Ben Oliver, which is a kind of dystopian thriller mystery. It looks really fun and I'm really excited to get to this one. So I also have this one automatically on my TBR. So those three auto, have to, going to, must. I was trying to remember what the other book was. It wasn't this originally that I was thinking of. I was actually thinking of the Patrick Ness series that we finished months ago. But for some reason in my head I was like, there must be another one that I'm supposed to be reading for a readathon. No, there isn't. So here is me playing those games and then I will come back and tell you what I've picked on my TBR. Okay, so I'm going to try and pick up as many purple prompts as I can because those ones are my prompts. And thank you, Gateway, for giving me two. That's glitched and hasn't actually given me anything. So we're going to NA that and see if that works. Because a couple of times it's been glitching and it hasn't let me fill it again. Okay, so it still hasn't filled it. So I'm going to try and remove it again. There we go. Hopefully this means it will let me pick up another one. There we go. Parapet rules. Okay, so because I was trying to get it to not glitch, I've picked up one of Olivia's. So I'm going to pick up one for Tish as well. Stained glass. But now just purples. Dovecote. Oh, I don't like Dovecote. Do I like Dovecote? I thought there was a little doorway somewhere. It isn't. Right, let's go back this way. Oh no, I do like Dovecote. I'm being so ridiculous. I know what Dovecote is, and actually I've got a Silver and I got a book that I want to read. Okay. Shields on the Walls, Drawbridge. Yes, this works. So, read a book recommended to you by a friend. Read a book with a large cast of characters. Read a book with a comfort trope. Read a book with multiple POVs, which cast of characters, multiple POVs works. Read a book with a bird on the cover. That's Dovecote. We found it. Read a book with knights. LGBT, disability rep, and BIPOC author. Great. Okay. Game 1 complete. Okay, and now to play my other game, my normal TBR game, after hours game, because why not make this more difficult for myself? Okay, so let's see if we can match this with as many gothics, horrors and fantasies as we can. Not interested in historical fiction, unless I can squeeze Silver and Garcia, in which case maybe. But let's see if we can get some gothics and horrors in first, because I've got such a nice collection of Stephen Graham Jones books that I'd like to get to. Do this. This room is empty. I don't want non-fiction. Gothic. There we go. Strong start. Strong start. Here we go. We can move at pace. Let's move at pace. We're getting really good at this now. Can we do it before the time runs out for the first time ever? Literally never done it. Literally never completed it. Anything in this room? Romance. No. Let's keep going. Horror, perfect. Any gothics? No. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Okay, I don't want gentle. I want gothic. No, don't you dare start timing me out. Don't you dare. No, come on. Oh, come on. I think even if I did pick every single book prompt I saw first, I still would not beat this goddamn timer. But the question is, where is it going to throw me out? Where is it going to throw me out? Right next to gothic. Nice. Okay. Don't want this to be contemporary. Let's go left this time. All the way down. Another gothic. Yes. Thriller mystery. Yes. Thriller mystery. Yes. No contemporaries. Thank you, but no thank you. Come on. Let's do this. It's too warm today. Oh, you can see there's a gothic. How do I get there? How do I get there? Do I go this way? No. That's not going to help me. Right. Do I go back up? No. How do I get to you? Do I go the long way? Let's keep going. Let's see if I can get back around to that gothic, or if I can pick up any gothics on the way. I know it's in this room. It's in this room, like just here. Oh, I was right. I was right. And there's a horror. A gothic and a horror. Yeah. Right, gothic, horror. Fine, romance. I did kind of fancy it. I was like, it's there. I was hoping maybe it would be 10, but it turns out I can't count. So let's keep going. Oh no, don't time me out again. Do not time me out again. I'm not taking a non-fiction just to not be timed out. Are you kidding me? Come on. Thriller mystery. Yeah! I've never felt so proud of myself in my life. Oh, I'm so silly. Okay, cool. So we've got gothic genre crossover. Great. Horror, last chance author. No. Thing is, when it comes to horror writers, there's horror writers I adore and horror writers I don't care for. There's very few that it's like, well, I've tried one, last chance, da-da-da. That hasn't really happened. Not since Grady Hendrix. But the thing is, like, Grady Hendrix and Christina Henry, I just didn't enjoy their books of theirs that I'd read except for maybe one. So it wasn't even they were last chances. Like, you are literally sparingly of interest to me. But who would be last chance? I don't know. Don't know. Gothic fiction, titular character in the title. Fine. Good. Disabled character rep. Spectacular. Yes. Please. Undefined has come up again, which is essentially just where the game glitches, but for thriller mystery. So I can pick any thriller mystery I want to read. Love that for me. Thriller mystery ecology theme. I know exactly which one I want to read. I know exactly which one I want to read. I don't own it, but I would like to read it. Horror royalty. I already did The Weight of Blood, which literally has a crown on the cover. Oh, okay. I don't know if I have anything for that. So we might have to mix that one up a little bit. Gothic fiction, foreign country. Beautiful. Spring vibes romance. I knew picking a romance was a bad shout. I knew I was making a mistake. And then another disabled rep. So I will have at least 3 disabled books on my TBR this month, which is great. But that's spring vibes. We just need to accept, I will put it on my TBR. I won't read it. 'Tis not the season for spring vibes. It will not be prioritised. And that just is what it is. So, okay, fine. I'm going to go put this TBR together and I will see you in a sec. She's a chunky TBR. She's a big TBR. We are going to start with the kill factor. Now, I know I said this like 5 minutes ago that I was going to read it, but actually it ticked off the prompt for thriller undefined as well. So I am doubling up that standard after hours TBR prompt and putting this on my TBR. Now, there were a couple of prompts that probably could have been doubled up, but I haven't doubled them up. But if I have to double them up at the end, when I'm tallying up how much reading I've done and which prompts I've ticked off, then I will. But in the meantime, we're stacking high, aiming high, and we'll see how we get on. As far as I was concerned, I fell at the last hurdle with a romance with spring vibes. I have gone for Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring-Blake. Now, this was gifted to me for Christmas from Lamia from Becca's Discord years ago. Nearly 2 full years ago. So I can only apologise that I am only getting to this now. Now, she has very spring-like tattoos on her arm, and I just feel like that is very much a spring vibe romance. And I did also say that I would not prioritise the spring read, but actually I think a cute little sapphic romance might be a nice palette cleanser for everything else that I've got to read this month. So I'm hopeful that I will get to it. And I feel like because it was gifted, I am more likely to prioritise it as opposed to just, that was a prompt that I'm now going to ignore. So, yes. Delighted Green Doesn't Care is on the TBR. We then had a gothic foreign setting, so I've picked up The Seventh Veil of Salome by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Are we even surprised? Are we even surprised? This time last year, I was starting like a whole gothic along, reading every gothic book I could get my hands on, of Silvia Moreno Garcia's, and look, it's October. October is Moreno Garcia's time. It's her moment. And this is set in Hollywood. And I don't live in Hollywood. I live in the UK. It's foreign to me. Plus, Latinx rep is also foreign to me. It counts. And you can't be mad about it. I've got more of her books on my TBR. You just need to bear with. For horror with royalty, I have nothing. I have nothing. I don't have any horror books that have any kind of royalty at all. If you can see something behind me that I've missed, that I've not already read, that has, because obviously it's behind the Lego, but I do have Way to Plot, which has a crown on it. Nothing. So I'm going to explain myself because it's a stretch. Werewolves and vampires are a gothic horror trope. These two are leaders or part of royal families. So even though it's a romance / fantasy romance, and thus a stretch, it's on my TBR. That's it. I've justified it as much as I can. As much as I can. For a mystery with ecology as a key theme, I said in that video previously that I was fully prepared to pick something I didn't already own. I want to read Annihilation. Now, we have watched this as a Gothtober watch before. I think last year, maybe the year before, and I loved it, but I want to read the book. And the books are so pretty. This is like a prime opportunity. It is all about ecology. It is all about the planet and weird things happening to the planet and why. And why is what makes it a thriller / mystery. So it is going to be a slow burn science fic, but I'm here for it. And I'm very excited to pick this one up. For Gothic Disability Rep, we have The Whispering Dark, which I have TBR'd twice before. Once as Fantasy Disability Rep, and once as Gothic Spring Vibes. So now I'm smashing those two prompts together with this one that is Gothic Disability Rep. And if I don't read it this month, we're unhauling it. Because I have had this so long. And like, I've recently seen that Becca from Back with Books has actually included this in like one of her favourite reads of this year. I want to love it. I just need to pick it up. I need to pick it up. If I don't pick it up this month, I have to unhaul it. And it'll be the first one this year that I have TBR'd 3 times and not read. So let's not make that a thing. Let's read the book about disability rep. Because we can and we should. Because we can and we should. For a gothic with the titular character in the title, I have gone for The Babysitter Lives by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, it's not technically the titular character's name, but it is all about a babysitter, so I'm counting it. It is also technically horror, but horror is a subgenre of gothic, so I'm allowing it. Plus, I've owned this for less than 24 hours, and I'd like to read it. Plus, she's nice and short, and I think with how much bigger this TBR is going to get, that's a good thing. Do I know anything about it other than the fact that it's recommended by Jordan Peele or is written by Stephen Graham Jones? No. That's all I needed to know. So she's on the TBR. She's on. She's there. She's ready to go. Horror Last Chance author was tricky because, like I said previously. I keep referencing back to it. Like I said previously, there aren't many horror authors that I don't either love or hate, and I've kind of made my decision on them one way or the other. So I've picked Bat Eater by Kylie Lee Baker. Now, they are not the Last Chance author. If I don't like this, I would probably still try something else by Kylie Lee Baker. The author is going to be 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, because I have so many 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘 exclusive editions, and I've read none of them. Like, none of them. Like, genuinely. No, that's not true. I've read Silver Nitrate and I hated it. I haven't read Academy of Liars. This was a 𝚘𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚘, I think, not 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, but it might be 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘. I think that's an 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘 one. I've got the Library of Hellebore, which I've just unhauled because Olivia hated it. I have a couple more which I'll talk about. Obviously, this one's already on here. So I need to decide, is this subscription box where my money actually needs to go? Because I'm buying the books in and I'm not reading them. And when I am reading them, I'm not loving them. So having got quite a few of those books around or on my shelves, and like I said, there's more to come, we're going to call this the last chance. And if I need to stop subscribing to 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, then I need to stop subscribing to 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘. It might just be that the ones they're picking for their horror picks just isn't my kind of horror, and that's fine, but I don't need to be spending 25 quid every 3 months on books I'm not going to read. Who has the time and the money? Not me. So, for gothic genre crossover, I have gone for The Monstrous Kind by Lydia Grigorovich. Now, this is a Cinderella retelling that I have been avoiding actively. I did request this from Hodder, and then I read something else that was like a Cinderella retelling that I absolutely hated, and even though these two books are probably nothing alike, I haven't wanted to pick it up for that reason. I'm also not super thrilled about the people that are compared on the back, although it is compared to Kylie Lee Baker, so maybe that's a good thing, we'll find out. But essentially this is a gothic fantasy Cinderella retelling. That's the crossover, and you're going to wish me luck with this one because it was an advanced reader copy. I did not read it in advance. I've been actively avoiding it, and I need to read it. I need to read it, and I need to read it like yesterday. So, okay. Yeah, we're getting nervous now. Right, I'm going to move these candles because I got all my Gothtober candles out because they live on this shelf and I'm running out of space. So I'm going to need to start putting things here and probably down here because I'm just going to run out of space. And then the last one was a thriller with disability rep, and apparently there is disability rep in Heads Will Roll. Technically, yes, she's a horror, not a thriller, but thrilling chase of a serial killer. So we'll run with that. Okay. Those are going to move a lot. The continuity is going to be all over the place. I can only apologise. Okay. For my Gothtober TBR, which adds to this already stacked TBR, I thought, why not a really gentle, easy read? So, for Gothtober recommended by a friend, I'm going to be picking up The Reformatory. Olivia did this as her Patreon book club pick, and I just wasn't able to keep up. I just didn't have the time to read it when it was being read, which is such a shame because she loved it and she has been recommending it to me since. So, thank you, Olivia. I am reading this chonker for Gothtober. And I said that like it was your fault. It is your fault for recommending it to me. It's my fault for putting it on my TBR. For a Gothtober book with knights, I did consider picking up T. Kingfisher's Steel series, but instead I thought actually I'll have a look, and I looked up the book club pick Blood and Steel by Helen Shearer, which is the one that we're reading for Becca's Patreon, and that does have knights in it. They're called something else, but it does have knights in it, so that is another one that I'm doubling up, or at least attempting to double up. So I couldn't really find anything. I don't seem to have as much high fantasy on my shelves as I used to, which is really weird. It has kind of gone more gentle contemporary romance or gothic horror. There's like very little in between. And I don't have a lot of just high fantasy anymore. And I don't know if that's just because I've read it all and just got rid of the stuff I don't need, or if it's just that the trope knight is very recent and I've not been buying those books. But I don't have many. Whereas this is on Everand, and I'm planning on listening to the first book and seeing if I want to continue with the series rather than buying them. But this is where we're starting. So, again, wish me luck. For a large cast of characters, I will be picking up The Appeal. Abby Pellinor is constantly telling me to read this one, that I will love it. And I know that, obviously, with it having 15 suspects, the chances are there will be lots of people involved. I also know that this is a mixed media novel. So it's like emails, letters, and lots of correspondence. So that also will add to that kind of like really eclectic, busy nature of this novel, which I'm quite looking forward to. But I keep not picking it up. I haven't TBR'd it much this year, except for once earlier where it was gothic set in winter, and I think that was like in May. It was like prime spring summertime, so it's time for me to pick this one up, and it feels right to pick it up for Gothtober with it having so many characters in it. I think that feels right. For multiple POV, another Evernight subscription version, we have the Invocations, which I think is just Sabrina the Teenage Witch meets House of Hollow. House of Hollow? Was it House of Hollow? The one by Crystal Sutherland. Is that what her book was called? What was your other book called? It was House of Hollow. Do you know what it was? It's because I got really confused then, wondering if it was House of Henry or Hollow House. I think House of Henry is a fashion brand. I don't know where I am anymore. But anyway, we've got witches, and they're on my TBR. They don't fit there though. There we go. Another special edition that's on my TBR this month. 4 with a bird on the cover. Do you remember that whole Dovecot moment where I couldn't remember if it was that or wasn't that? It was The Bewitching by Sabrina Garcia, which means we are 2 for 2 on hardbacks I've bought recently of hers that are on my TBR. Do I know anything about it? No. Do I need to? No. She's an auto by author. That's how that works. I see she has a book. I buy it. See book, buy book. It's the law. It's the rules. That's how that works. And then I have my reps, and I'm so excited about this. So for BIPOC rep, I am reading the Out There Screaming anthology of BIPOC stories, which is edited by Jordan Peele and was gifted to me by Olivia Solana. So thank you, Olivia. And for disability rep, apparently there are disabled stories in these hallowed halls, which again is edited by Maria Regan and Paul Kane, but has Olivia Blake, Emma Rio, and a whole bunch of other people. And I'm really bad for reading anthologies, and I thought, what better time to try and read these than when I'm reading over different reading sprints and hosting reading sprints, and I can kind of pick at them gently and maybe do a story and then pick up another book, because I'm really, really bad for like just barreling through anthologies and then not enjoying them, because each of the stories is so different when that's the whole point. So I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 anthologies on my TBR, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about having those books on my TBR this month, because I think there'll be a really nice mixture of disability rep, BIPOC rep, and obviously I've got other disabled books on my shelf already. Like, this is a very disabled rep heavy TBR, and I'm really happy about it. And then I did look on my shelves, and I didn't have any really obvious LGBT rep anthologies. So I've just gone for the next in a series, which I know has a bisexual main character, which is The Girl in Question, which is the sequel to The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. It will be a really quick, fun, rapid read. I think I finished the first one in a day, so I would be very tempted to try and read this in a start to finish sprints type vibe. So excited for this one. Like, so excited for this one. So yeah, that's the last one on my shelf. So that... She's a big TBR. She is a big TBR, but a really nice mixture of like classic high gothic, fantasy, romance, murder, violence, blood, gore, kissing, bisexuality, disability rep, BIPOC rep. And isn't that what Gothtober's all about? Let me know in the comments down below, which of my TBR do you think I should start with? I have a suspicion where I'm going to start, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you just want to let me know that you were here, feel free to leave a question mark emoji in the comments down below. Treat yourself to something from Waypoint Books because it supports me and my content. Check the links out down below because I have a Patreon now. Make sure to like, share and subscribe, but most importantly, have a nice day.